told me there wouldn't be any cameras.
And you told me you were gonna wear something nice. Folks need heroes, Chief, to give them hope. So smile, would you? Well, we still got something to smile about.
Welcome everybody, Josh here, back again today with a brand new YouTube video. So the Video Game Awards are a few weeks away. I don't actually know exactly when, but that is mostly due to the fact that I actually don't give a shit about the Video Game Awards. So excuse me for my French, but over the years I've been kind of disillusioned by the Video Game Awards, mostly because it's kind of like the Oscars. Every year they have the Video Game Awards, and the video games that should be nominated on that list and should win usually end up don't getting nominated or winning. And so that's one of the reasons among many, which is why I really don't have any faith of this year's Video Game Awards. The other reasons why I typically do not watch the Video Game Awards anymore is due to the fact that they always pander political messaging, especially with last year's Video Game Awards. They're always kind of trying to pander to that video game demographic that really doesn't buy video games. They're pandering to that market on Twitter who basically whines, complains, tries to implement their own SJW political ideologies on the internet. And it's just something that I become kind of disenfranchised from talking about, just the fact that I do have a video game channel. I've been playing video games ever since the good old SNES days. I've had the N64, I've had the PS2, the original Xbox, I've had the Xbox 360. My family has been around video games since basically the very beginning. And so for me personally, I just view that my own opinion on video games holds more water than sort of these industry executives who kind of go to these events like the Video Game Awards and kind of kiss ass to Jeff Keighley. Sorry about saying kiss ass to Jeff Keighley, but I digress. I just think it's one of those things where it's kind of like the Oscars, where every single year, movies that should get the awards don't end up getting it. And it's just becoming one of those things that's a little bit too long for my liking. In the past, it was a little bit shorter. They kind of got to sort of the point. And this year, they kind of, as they have every single year the past couple of years, they put in video game music, which, if I really want to actually watch or listen to video game music, especially with an orchestra, I can just buy the soundtrack. I could just buy a concert tour, DVD, or Blu-ray on the internet. I don't really need to watch the Video Game Awards in order to do that. And for me, personally speaking, I just think it's kind of a waste of time. I think that I could be doing other things with my time rather than watching Video Game Awards. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, do I want to waste 3 hours of my life doing this, or do I want to watch a movie, which would probably benefit me because I'm also a screenwriter. I like writing movies and stuff like that. And it's like I could be either doing that or playing a new video game, which I just got, Spider-Man 2, which I think it's a really awesome game, which will probably end up being the thing that's winning sort of the Video Game Awards. And it's one of those things where it's like every year I can pretty much predict who's going to win. It's gotten kind of easy to the point where every time that Sony releases a new video game, it's usually the Sony-based video games that end up winning Game of the Year, or it's like a new Call of Duty that ends up winning or something like that. And so all of these industry shows that are going to the Game Awards, they're all big name, media personalities, people that you know and possibly love on the internet or don't love, depending on who you are. And they're kind of trying to kiss ass to people in the industry. They're trying to get their name out there. They're trying to get in good graces with the game devs so that way they can work on future projects and stuff like that and get early access video games. And it's just one of those things where it's like, I really don't want to be involved in that. And like, there was one time, I think it was like a year or two ago, where I actually did vote in the Video Game Awards, and it didn't seem like any of my votes actually mattered. The video games that I wanted to have win didn't actually win. And so it's just like, why would I personally bother watching that when the only opinion that really matters in terms of video games is basically my own? And I basically have a YouTube channel now where, I can basically talk about video games, I can talk about movies, and I basically combine both my movie and video game channel to this main channel that I do have on YouTube. And I just think that the Video Game Awards are pretty much pointless at this point, and I think there's really no reason to watch a 3-hour award show when pretty much any of the news information that you're going to want to know about Video Game Awards is going to be put online. There's going to be trailers released for the games that are announced at the Video Game Awards. There's going to be highlights from the event that kind of get posted on the internet just because that's the way people are nowadays. And so it's like, why would I waste my time doing that when I could be doing anything else instead? So I really don't see myself watching the Video Game Awards. If there's something that really happens that's interesting, I might consider doing it, but I just don't think that it's really necessary to do so these days. And my hat's off to people who actually still do care about the Video Game Awards and sort of the opinions of the industry execs that work in these fields. But just for me personally, it's like, why would I listen to somebody on the internet when I could just make a video about it and stuff like that? So personally, I think that the only opinion that should matter in terms of video games and movies for that matter is your own. You don't really need people in the industry to tell you which movies and video games are basically your favorites. And that's basically one of the reasons why I created this channel in the first place, was to help people in that regards, to kind of help people figure out which movies and video games they kind of wanted to purchase or, go see in theaters, or just recommend people good stuff in general, as well as recommend things people should see. So those are my opinions on the Video Game Awards. I really didn't script this out. I didn't really plan on talking about it just until today. So I really do like doing sort of these unscripted videos just because I never know what I'm going to say. I never really know what's going to happen. So let me know in the comment section down below, do these, Video Game Awards still hold water in terms of your opinions? Do the opinions of executives in the industry still hold weight? Are you going to be watching the Video Game Awards this year, or are you going to be doing other stuff kind of like me? So let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, rate, comment, subscribe, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
We've got a new contact. Unknown classification.
It isn't one of ours. Take it out.
This is Spartan 117.
Anyone hear me? Over.
Isolate that signal. Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.